Photo flash,
you freeze in time.
whole crew packed from wall to wall.
Every laugh just shakes the heart.
You've been climbing
Step by step,
every setback.
every flex.
Tonight the past just fades away. All I see is here and today.
Hey, raw room is roaring with you.
Hunter.
The spotlight fits you. 16 and running straight through. We move when you move.
Hey.
Raw room is roaring with you. Loud love in everything you do. Today, tomorrow, all your days too. Raw room is roaring with you.
Hey, Hunter, you're the spark.
That grin,
Every door,
you're walking in
hands up high. When you walk by, whole place rising
like a tide. Take that wish and hold it close. You the story we told. Come on.
all this joy got your name on it.
Every beat got your flame on it. Raw room is roaring with you.
Hunter.
The spotlight fits you. 16 and running straight through. We move when you move.
Yeah.
Raw room is roaring with you. Loud love in everything you do. Today, tomorrow.
Wow, Mom, this is the best birthday ever! I'm so glad, sweetie. Happy 16th. Let's make a wish!
Lights flash, beat drops, and I'm looking around like damn. Same circus, same clowns running on the same old scam. Truth hits you in the face, but you're still acting blind. How long we gonna watch this bullshit, boy, we dried up. I'm tired of putting foot down here. How to fool bend it, they damn near break. Wrong is wrong, and I'm calling out loud today. If you can't see the problem, then get out of the damn way. Check your moral compass, like an arm and bones. Good folks can't relax, decide about you at all. It's for the one cross the line, and it's evil to the kids. If your mind starts drifting, better catch it where you got a lost booty shake. His swing, keep the damn standing straight. Yeah, feel the truth. Turn it up, feel the truth, and now we're calling it all. We got rhythm in our bones, but we're sick of the lies. Sick of folks acting shocked when the truth finally rise. Sick of the shit, sick of the fear. Sick of the ones who see wrong and still cheer. Truth thumping in the bass like a wake up, y'all. How many red flags till you finally hit the wall? Spin it back, DJ, let the world rewind. I'm done with the circus and the clowns and lies. All accomplished, logic never crumbles. Good folks can't relax, this ain't about you at all. It's for the ones who cross the line and it's evil to us all. If your mind starts drifting, better catch it before you get lost. Booty shake, hip swing, but keep your damn standing straight. Turn it up, feel the truth. Turn it up, feel the truth, and now we're calling it all out. Check your moral compass, some lines you never cross. And I really know I'm not playing along. I'm not sugarcoating shit when I know damn well it's wrong. Wrong is wrong, and I'm done staying quiet. If truth makes you squirm, then face what you done wrong. I'm speaking from the good, not begging for applause. Just tired of folk pretending they don't know what cause. Check your moral compass, check your moral compass. Check a nail recover, how'd you nail recover? Good folks can't relax,
to the war room. There we are on the screen here. Welcome, welcome. Today is March 9th, 2026.
Happy belated birthday, Donner.
There we go. Happy 16th, Hunter. Happy 16th. I remember when I was 16.
Oh, yeah. That was
Uh,
exciting. The 16th is exciting. Then it was 18 and then it was 21.
that came quick.
It did. But it wasn't exciting as exciting as when you turn 21, when it's like not as, it's the momentum up till then.
Very well, okay. Well, welcome everybody to the show. As you can see by the title, it is Mockingbird Media. Is it war?
Like Lorianne said, they call it Mockingbird Media because they're mocking us.
They're mocking us
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're not aware of it, yeah, they think you're like, they think we can't think for ourselves, and our critical thinking is gone to shit, and we totally depend on them to give us, what's really going on, and we're seeing through it, especially from 2003's um, Iraq War coverage on Fox, and then you go back to today and you see it, and you're like, wow. So I went back and I watched. Well, before we get started here, I want to welcome Miss Nadine to the show.
Hello.
Hey, Nadine.
And Miss Mickey.
Mickey.
Hey, everybody.
Mickey's going to be moving, so she's going to be stressing a little bit. You know how that goes, guys. So if you gotta help her along the way, if anybody has any advice for a mover.
Yes, that can be one of the most stressful things. It is.
And
But
especially when
it's
you're
worth it.
It is.
Yeah, I remember when I moved from South Carolina back to Texas, man, packing your whole house in a U-Haul and towing your cars, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
and if you ain't got everything laid out when you get there, it's just you got to have. So I think again, I don't want to put any more stress on Mickey, so I'm gonna stop right there with talking about moving, because uh, if we could all just lift Mickey up throughout the process, because she's gonna need it.
Yes. Or any tips?
Thank you, Chief.
Give her any tips.
Just know it ain't gonna go the way you plan, but it's gonna go some way.
Yeah, it goes.
It goes. It's gonna go. So you're gonna just
But it all
deep
works
breaths.
out. It always works out.
Woosah.
Yeah.
Woosah. So Operation Mainstream Media. Go ahead, Mickey.
I was just going to say, leave your phone on, please.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So Operation Mockingbird was I'm seeing Operation Mocking MAGA. No disrespect to the real MAGA. I'm talking about the people that are pretending to be the people, right? I call it the people's movement. They try to hijack it, but so
Thank you, KVB68, for the donation. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
thank you. Jack Love, were you able to find any more info on the Sumerians? Oh, Nadine, you notice how it shows a question mark next to the questions now when they put a question on the.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's new.
cool.
Yeah, the green line on the side, yeah, that's all new.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
that. Oh, do you know how Rumble has shorts now?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're gonna look into that too. The shorts. Yeah, they updated it a little. I like it better.
All right. So Operation Mockingbird media takeover, right? We've seen how they switched over to the wartime narrative. All right. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. All right. So we're going to get into
Hey, the monkeys.
Exactly.
Here's an example of what that looks like, guys. So this is what they're hitting you with right now. So this isn't about party lines. So this is about it's an equal opportunity programming that all media across the board is participating in, right?
Yeah.
Strangely, they're all on board. They're all in sync for this Iran propaganda war machine,
Right. And
just like Iraq.
that's what I was gonna. And here's all the operations I was gonna. I'll resend it to you.
So also tonight we're going to be talking about, is this war, right? Because we haven't been at war via Congress since World War II. I'll think about that for a minute while we get into the rest of the show.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for long-term gain. Y'all remember that? 14 weeks to slow the curve. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Were they saying that about the gas?
Right.
Going up?
That's what they're saying. Exactly. That's what this is about. Yeah. It's almost like a workout video.
Right.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short term.
Short-term.
Short-term. Short-term. Short-term and long-term.
Short-term blip. Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
I don't feel like Richard Simmons is.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term.
I feel like a Richard Simmons is fixing to hop out, right?
Right.
Oh Lord, spare us.
Let's see if is that a Richard Simmons quote? Well, anyways, you get the point. Let me continue here, guys. I don't need to pull out all that out. I should have had that ready. But you get it. So there you go. There's the Mockingbird Media. How are they all saying the same, reading from the same script if they're all unbiased media and supposed to be holding the politicians accountable? But they're all in lockstep, the voice of the politicians, to get you to support the short-term pain for that long-term gain, baby. Feel like a workout video. Woo-hoo. Here we go. So,
did we read the operations?
Yeah.
The White House is now saying that the draft is coming.
This idea of troops on the ground. Mothers out there are.
Oh, well, we'll get into that in a minute. We're going to continue this into the draft. Fair porn, right?
All lying to you, and here is your proof. Be right back.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short term.
Short-term.
Short-term. Short-term. Short-term and long-term.
Short-term blip.
Make sure you get this out there like wildfire. Here's the problem. Mostly everybody in America is brainwashed. Fear-mongering, right? No, it's the truth. And they say, oh, you're watching the wrong news station. It's all of them. Don't y'all remember what Operation Mockingbird is? We'll get to this in 1 second. Let me make this clear for people who still believe their TV screen. If you don't have independent journalists on the ground in these locations, you're going to be out of the loop and completely unaware of anything that's happening. I have those things, and so do other people. There is no right media station. But yeah, shoot the messenger as always. Listen.
You just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
we're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace.
When it falls, we're going to have peace. When they say peace and safety. Parallels as always. Get this out there. Let me know what you think. Why do all these people still believe what's on their TV screen?
It's the mass psychosis is what we were talking about.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. Let me continue here on this subject and we'll
And
get
like
into
they were talking about the how they match up what we see with biblical prophecy. And I was explaining, we watched something earlier that they were doing that back in the 20s. Same thing, right? The coming, they matched it up with the events that were happening, that happened or happening. And it's just keeps happening over and over. And they can align it to match that, right? Especially nowadays, they have more like on social media, all that stuff. You know, this event is biblical, this event's biblical, right?
So when you have the military and the religious part of it together, the money naturally flows.
Yes.
So that's all three of their plan. Like that's it.
Yes, exactly.
Right. See, when it's Biden in office, he's demonic, he's satanic, he's trying to start a war, send our kids off to die for regime change and new wars. Trump's against that. And then when Trump got in there, all of a sudden it's prophetic and it's an act of God. If Trump does the same thing that they said they were against when Biden was president,
right?
It's called hypocrisy. You look up the definition, it's like, right,
So they're swaying them to
people's opinions easily.
Yes, easily
Yeah,
if they line it with biblical,
Right.
And like you'll see if you go back and you look at in the patterns in the past, they have done this during the Great Depression. They did this all sorts of events. You know, they line it up with biblical prophecy, and then nothing comes of it, right?
Right. So like your Pastor Hagee, like he's been around for like Operation in 1981, Operation Opera or Operation Babylon. You can go look that up. But Hagee was, and we're repeating the same shit that, excuse my language, but we're repeating the same things that we did in the 80s and in the past. They're still using the same old tactics and with the same people. Pastor Hagee, you fast forward to today, he's the end times prophecies, the four blood moons, in 2015, right? And then we fast forward to today, and it's like, it's fulfilling prophecy for Trump to do all this, but it wasn't fulfilling prophecy when Obama was with doing drone strikes. It wasn't fulfilling prophecy when Bush was doing it. It's some kind of evangelical thing. Is that what I'm getting at? Is that what it is? So you really have to study that. The evangelical movement with like Paula White Cain, Hagee, and a few other pastors, right? The doctrine or whatever they're teaching.
Yeah, I mean
The
when they line it all up with biblical prophecy, it's like we have to get this done
Right.
so we can bring Jesus back.
they're taking
Yeah.
they're taking what's okay. So when you go to church at Hagee's ministry, you go and he's aligning the news, which is ran by the Mockingbird Media, with scripture.
Right.
So everything he sees on TV, he translates that into things that are taking place for Israel and Israel this and Israel that.
And they have done this time.
But that's not
and
the same
time
Israel, right?
And you proved the other night that what he was saying that was supposed to be out of the Bible wasn't really what the Bible said.
Right.
Right.
If you bless Israel,
They-
it says Abraham, not
It says Abraham, not Israel. And then you can go read Genesis, what is it, 1, 2, 3, or 1:23, or is it
Can't remember.
Genesis 1, 2, 3, something like that. I know it's 1, 2, 3, but however it goes, if it's chapter 1, verse 23, or if it's
And
chapter
it says,
12,
and
verse
his
3.
seed, which he was the father of many nations.
Right.
So it's not just one.
It's not just one chosen nation. It says many nations.
Many nations.
But they don't want to hear that, right? Especially when you're trying to
Narrate.
dominate the world. Is this playing?
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, we can't hear.
Oh, I'm like, wow.
What they're saying is that Trump has been anointed by Jesus to start a conflict that will usher in Armageddon, because Armageddon will lead to the return of Christ. And the imagery that they're painting is they're taking passages out of Revelation for the most part and using it as a way to incentivize the evangelical support that is wavering in the United States. I mean, it's wavering for a lot of reasons: the economics, just the absolute embarrassment the administration has become, the Epstein files. And so they're using biblical language to try to make sure that the troops stay loyal, but also to garner the support of the evangelical community.
And what kind of stuff are they telling them? What is this river of blood?
It's just biblical depictions of Armageddon, that it's going to be this massive battle, this bloodbath. So like the river of blood is just like all the people that are slain from the conflict. It's often portrayed as a purifying conflict. It's this holy, purifying, retributive thing that God has anointed us to do.
Right. So you see how they're doing it. This was on, was it March 6th? Right. So 3-6 day. All right. So they're praying over him for war, but not. What about?
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, a lot of people fell away from the churches, right? Because they were being told that they had to wear a mask, or pushing the vaccine or whatever. So a lot of people fell away. So using that narrative brings them back in, right? Brings them back in, the end times, all that. It's a profitable.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. So that's why we're going in. I think that's so if you're wondering why all of a sudden the change in the foreign policy, then you have to look no further than the evangelical movement and how they're using them, because they still have their minds, right? So they don't have control over their own faculty. They don't ask questions. They just go along with whatever these pastors for decades have said. And Hagee's the main one. He's from my hometown. So it's like, he's a fellow Texan. He's out of San Antonio. So he started in the I want to say he was 60s. He started in the 60s, 70s. He was building churches. In the 67 or 68, he endorsed George Wallace for president, right?
Yeah,
Which was the
he's got a lot of,
segregationist.
Political influence.
Right. So he's been a political pastor for a long time.
So he's just the Al Sharpton of
Of pastors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So he also was a part of the Wallace Youth Movement in the 60s. George Wallace's youth movement.
Yeah.
Pastor Hagee was. Did you know that? All the turmoil in the 60s, and then you fast forward up to 81, Operation Opera. The Israeli fighter jets bombed, guess what? Iraq. For what? For having a nuclear reactor, right? So again, we fast forward to 2026, we're doing the same thing. Did it in Iraq, doing it in Iran. I mean, it's the same playbook over and over by the same group, no matter who this president is.
Yeah, it's just a repeat.
It's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So now it looks like they're going to do this Bible prophecy thing for. So if it looks real crazy on TV, that's because they're tuning in to get their whatever it is they want to see. I don't know, guys. I really don't. I thought we were all anti-war, no regime change, but apparently there's, remember we were like, why is the church not waking up? Well, how come they're not waking up? What is going on? Like how come everyone's not speaking out against this? I think because they have each of them in like a little echo chambers or groups or.
Right. And what did someone say? It's like they're separating the ones that want peace from the ones that are warmongers.
Yeah, and we're seeing that with the Christians. Well, these aren't Christians. They say this doesn't align with Jesus Christ's original teachings. Like bomb thy neighbor. I don't know anywhere in the Bible where it says bomb thy neighbor and I will return.
No.
Right. And it tells us how to treat our neighbors and our immigrants and people that, but we're doing quite the opposite. So that it's what we're seeing is the exposure, like somebody just said, of all the neocons. They call them neocons or warmongers or people that don't align with what even Trump stood for the last 10 years. In my opinion, I don't know if he really stood for that, but I got proof for 10 damn years. He's pretty much said no regime change, no new wars. We're not going to send our kids and sons and daughters off, all of them in lockstep. But something changed, and now we're doing the end times. Pastor Hagee.
Or they're making him say that some kind of imagery, maybe.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is Iran. I don't know if anybody's seen this footage here. Let me pull it up. Let me get the screen a little. We get this misconception via the media because of what they show us of what a country looks like when we have no clue. Yeah, I'll just pause the music, but as you can see right there, like they're not wearing what you think, right? Walking around just like you walk around, got your dog. They don't look crazy to me, do they? Do they look unhappy? Like, do they really need America to interfere with their leadership?
No. She even had a half shirt on.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there, man. It really
I think
is.
it already has changed. I think it changed a while back.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe they're showing us what happened. What happened, right?
Oh, look, they got malls. Look, she's taking those pictures.
Yeah, we watched the live. Remember, they were sitting outside like that, and they were dressed just like that. No hijabs and all that.
Right.
And that was what, last year? Remember, you even played it on the show on the live cam when you said, "Look, they just looked like they were just eating and enjoying." They had somebody playing the instrument at the table by the table.
Right. So here's Eric at Real Eric Mutos. You can see that on the screen. I'm probably butchering his name, but here's another point of view, right? Operation Mockingbird deployed with the war in Iran. Wake up, America. Folks, I really encourage you all, if you're really struggling with what's real and fake, you need to go back and look at the 2000s. Go back on YouTube, type in Fox coverage of Iraq war, and you're going to see 600, about six. You're going to see 2 or 3 hours. You're going to see a bunch of videos, old footage, and you can go back and play it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then look, and then you can look at what they're doing today, and it's nearly identical, except for they took the Q off the end and put it in. So instead of Iraq, it's Iran, but it's the same thing. Mockingbird Media. Right. So Operation Mockingbird Media is deployed with the war in Iran. Wake up, America. So this is what we're doing. This is what I believe the War Room has been doing this whole time, is trying to wake up people to the fact that they're being propagandized. That way they can act accordingly and not fall for the okie doke every time a psyop comes along and they change course. Because every time you get close to justice, boom, something else happens.
Well, like they said that the Epstein files was going strong, right? As soon as the war hit, everyone's focus went on to that, and they went to straight to mainstream media.
So they're dictating what you focus on. That way you never get to the bottom of what
That's
it is that originally, like COVID. We never got to the bottom of none of that.
No.
And you know what? I'm glad we're talking about that, because me and Miss Sheepdog went back and we looked at all the cases of all these politicians that have been all caught for shit that they should have been already convicted for.
Oh yeah.
And they've all been just swept under the rug.
Yep.
For how long? Decades?
When they were doing foreign deals with foreign nations.
Deals with foreign nations.
I have that right here, but yeah, and it was like only one congressman, this was a while back, was expelled from Congress. That's it. No charges. And this is taking money from foreign nations, all sorts of stuff. It was crazy.
Y'all know, is it Senator Mendez? Y'all remember when he got caught with the gold bars?
Yeah, gold bars, cash.
He's with
Cuba.
The son of his parents are from Cuba. He was born here, but he became a senator, and they busted him with gold bars and all kinds of stuff in his house, from like bribes. Yeah. And then we looked it up, and we seen that there was a long list of people with these that have had this happen, but nothing happens. Like it gets, like she said, it gets swept under the rug. The media doesn't talk about it.
Investigates it, and then nothing really comes. No charges.
All right.
A little bit about the media and how they all seem to be on the exact same page about this war that's not a war. But before I play this video, do you remember the propaganda from the media during COVID? Do you remember some of those slogans? 2 weeks to slow the spread. Flatten the curve. Stay home, stay safe. The new normal. Safe and effective. Trust the science. Do your part. We're all in this together. Do you remember those slogans? All at the exact same time, all orchestrated when it was a giant psyop. I would submit right now, you're in one again.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short term.
Short-term.
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 Short-term and long-term.
Short-term blip. Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain.
Are you awake yet?
Right? Are we picking up what they're putting down? Right? We're not. This audience isn't falling for the same old shit. We didn't come this far just to be that easily swayed back into psychological operation without critical thinking critically and questioning anything. We're no longer blindly following anyone. In this community, as far as I know, there should be no excuses, because we've pretty much beat a dead horse the last 4 years with this propaganda machine and how it's used to manipulate the people to get them to greenlight things they normally wouldn't, or go along with things they normally wouldn't, all in the interest of the corporation. Go ahead.
I was just going to go, what the constitutional and legal limits are on senators. So senators are allowed to meet with foreign leaders, discuss foreign policy, receive campaign donations from U.S. companies, including defense contractors, but they are not allowed to make agreements with foreign governments, act on behalf of a foreign state, accept gifts, money, or benefits from foreign entities, use insider information to trade stocks, enrich themselves through defense contracts or war decisions. So, senators that have been investigated for deals with foreign countries or foreign influence, the most recent one is Senator Robert Menendez, Democrat from New Jersey. President status indicted multiple times, 2023 through 2024, for acting on behalf of the Egyptian government, accepting bribes, gold bars, cash, and luxury items, influencing U.S. military aid and armed sales, using his position to benefit foreign-linked businessmen. This is the most serious modern case involving a sitting senator and foreign influence. This goes all the way back. The last one that actually had anything done to him was Senator William Blount in 1797. That's it went back. He was expelled from Senate. He secretly conspired with Britain to seize Spanish territory. All right. There's a whole bunch. I posted this earlier, but there's like Richard Burr, Republican, North Carolina, straight stock trades after receiving confidential briefings, FBI investigations, no charges. Senator Kelly Loeffler, Republican from Georgia, trades involving tech and defense-related companies. Outcome, DOJ closed the investigation with no charges. Highlighted ethical concerns was lawmakers trading stocks tied to national crises. See, they benefit off these crises. Jim Einhoff, Republican from Oklahoma, held defense industry stocks while chairing the Armed Service Committee. Outcome, no charges. Divested after public criticism. There's a whole bunch. I could go on and on and on, but yeah, they benefit from these crises, right?
Hey, Mrs. Sheepdog, if we were under common law, they wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff, right?
No, no, that's totally outside of the Constitution. The presidents that have foreign influence, contractor, and constitutionally boundary controversies was Franklin D. Roosevelt. Coordinated closely with Britain before the U.S. entry into World War II. Used Lend-Lease to support foreign governments before congressional approval. Raised constitutional questions about executive foreign authority. Harry Truman entered the Korean War without congressional authorization. Oversaw massive defense industry expansion. Sparked debate about unilateral war powers. Dwight Eisenhower warned publicly about the military-industrial complex, oversaw deep integration of defense contractors into government, managed covert foreign operations through the CIA. And then we know John F. Kennedy conducted foreign operations through the CIA, Bay of Pigs, Cuba, maintained close ties with anti-Castro exile groups. Go all the way down to Ronald Reagan, Iran Contra weapons sold to Iran, funds to Nicaraguan rebels, major constitutional crisis over unauthorized foreign operations. Bill Clinton conducted Kosovo and Bosnia operations without congressional declarations, maintained close ties with defense contractors during NATO expansion. George Bush, during the Iraq War, launched under broad AUMF, deep contractor involvement at Halliburton and Blackwater, raised constitutional concerns about private military influence. Barack Obama, Libya intervention without congressional authorization, expanded drone warfare and foreign operations through executive authority. Donald Trump conducted foreign policy through personal envoys outside traditional channels, raised constitutional questions about separation of powers and foreign affairs, maintained business interests within international connections while in office. And so, we have all these presidents declared war. We haven't had Congress approve war since World War II. So all those they were all unconstitutional. They didn't have Congress, or the Constitution is the only ones that can declare war, and they all did not do that in all the wars after World War II. So let's see, where is it?
Yeah,
So
I got
the
it right here.
constitutional war powers. Congress has exclusive authority to declare war. Article 1, Section 8. The president is the commander-in-chief and directs the military after Congress authorizes force. Article 2. Congress decides if the nation goes to war. The president decides how the war is fought. Individual senators have no authority to start a war or make military commitments. So, how the U.S. fights wars without declaring them, despite the Constitution's clarity, the United States has not declared war since World War II, beginning with Korea in 1950. Presidents have repeatedly engaged in major military conflicts without formal declarations of war. Examples include Korea, Vietnam, Kosovo, Libya, Syria, Iraq, authorized by the AUMF, not a declaration. These conflicts were justified through UN resolutions, NATO operations, police actions, humanitarian rationales, or congressional authorization for use of military force. None of these are constitutional declarations of war. So why Congress allows declared wars? Two major factors explain why this practice continues. Political avoidance. Declaring war is politically risky. By allowing presidents to initiate military action, Congress avoids direct accountability for unpopular decisions. So they just want to avoid accountability. The War Powers Act of 1973, after Vietnam, Congress attempted to limit unilateral presidential action by requiring congressional approval after 60 days of hostilities. However, every president since has largely ignored or circumvented invented the law. Congress rarely enforces it. Courts refuse to intervene.
All right, let me go over here. Check this out. What's funny is we did the research on that because what sent us down this little hole is I seen a picture of a video of Lindsey Graham talking about he just got done speaking to Netanyahu about war plans and stuff like that. And then I'm like, well, why is a senator over there talking about trying to get us into a war? What is a conflict of interest? And the conflict of interest is they're all invested in it too.
Right, and the defense
Yeah.
companies like Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, they all lobby the senators as well. It's a big money thing.
Welcome back to Is It War? World War I. War. Correct. World War II. War. Correct. The Vietnam War. War. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. That was a congressionally authorized counteroffensive. Don't worry, we get right back on track with the Korean War. War. No, that was police action. No, they had tanks and stuff. Well, the police have tanks now, don't they, Carl? Okay, the First and Second Iraq War. War. They identify as military action. It's a bit like pronouns, except we kill people. All right, how about Libya? War. I'm sorry, that was kinetic action, not a war. Venezuela. Well, it was an act of war, I think. No, I'm sorry, that was a law enforcement operation, not a war. Iran. It's a war. We're doing war things. No, not war things. Preemptive retaliatory de-escalation action. No, that's not a thing. All right, judges. Okay, how about the war on terrorism? War. No, it was a coalition-led conditional operation. How about Afghanistan? Afghanistan was the war on terror. No, I'm sorry. That was a pre-authorized defense stabilization initiative. Okay, can somebody tell me the rules here? War on poverty, Carl. Well, poverty? That's not even a thing. I'm sorry, I hate to do this to you. It was a trick question. We don't have poverty in the United States. The Dow went up to 50,000. Couldn't even get that high. Amazing. Don't even worry about the Epstein files. War on Christmas. The coffee cup thing? No, that's not a war. It is a war for the soul of the nation and whether or not I can wish my children Merry Christmas. Okay, you know what? I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Today's magical phrase, Carl, you just became a United States Congressman. Congratulations, Representative Carl. Merry Christmas. It's March. Well, okay, happy Hanukkah.
And there you go, right?
So
you just became a senator. Yeah, I'm unmuted.
So you see why they won't declare war, right? That's why they're saying it's not a war. It's not a war. Because then Congress would be held accountable for them letting this happen without getting congressional approval. So they're avoiding accountability.
Right. By Wag the Dog war, just like in Wag the Dog, the president was in a scandal for sleeping with an underage girl, and then they needed a war. Right. So they got with the Hollywood directors, and then here you go, right?
Yeah.
Which you fast forward. Remember we were talking about Tropic Thunder, right? And how this is the most expensive wartime movie, fake real war movie ever filmed, right? We were talking about that last week. Well, liberal actor Ben Stiller called out the White House on Friday for using a clip from his comedy film Tropic Thunder as part of a montage it released featuring movies and real Iran strike footage. On Thursday evening, the White House released a stylized video montage blending scenes from the popular action films, video games, and shows, interspersed with real footage of military action against Iran. The pro-military montage features scenes from the popular movies like Gladiator, Braveheart, Top Gun, Maverick, Superman, Transformers, and sound bites and music from the video game series Mortal Kombat. It also included a brief clip of Tom Cruise's character dancing in Tropic Thunder. Remember, we watched that the other day? Stiller's 2008 comedy satirizing war movies and Hollywood culture. So it's like it's not real.
You see, allegedly.
Is real or not real?
You see how they do the movies that looks very, very real, right? They can do a whole movie just using AI, like the Transformers, right? They have some actors and the rest is all AI, and it looks all very real.
He says, "Hey, White House, please remove the Tropic Thunder clip. We never gave you permission and have no interest in being a part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie," he wrote. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, dude. Y'all need to quit.
It can be, yes.
It's funny coming from a comedian that played in a fake war movie. And then they won Oscars or something because of it. Ben Stiller doubts that Tropic Thunder would be made today, says edgier comedy is harder to do. This was back in 2024, but anyways, moving on. All right, so that's the. All right, so I think we got, let's see here what we got here. So we did Operation, so we know what Mockingbird Media is. We're aware of what's being done right now, right, and how long that's been going on.
Since the invention of the printing press, there's been a battle to control disseminated information. In the early 1900s, oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller took control of every newspaper and news editor of his era. He became America's first billionaire, paving the way for the power-hungry ever since. Thus began the gold rush for the modern world's most precious resource, the narrative.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
During a Senate committee investigation, it was revealed that the CIA had been conducting a covert operation to infiltrate and control U.S. media. They called it Operation Mockingbird.
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals. Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks? This, I think, gets into the kind of details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
Over 3,000 CIA contracted and trained operatives were placed in key positions within top media outlets. Posing as editors and journalists, these well-paid actors never dared to question the effect of their lives on the world beyond their cozy studio.
How often does the CIA manipulate the media in this way?
It goes beyond your wildest imagination. Setting up student organizations so they could draw radical students in. 5,000 university professors co-opted to help the CIA manipulate people's minds. Journalists in the U.S., including big-name journalists, co-opted to function routinely to help the CIA put out stories and biases to the world.
As this 1952 CIA memo says, the aim is controlling an individual to the point where he will do our bidding against his will.
It's a great brainwashing process to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interest of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country.
Would you say that continues today?
Well, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations, I think you've got to be much more careful about it.
So how do we know that Operation Mockingbird still isn't in effect? Well, we don't.
It was the Telecommunications Act of 1996 that opened the door for predatory corporations to monopolize the industries of print and broadcast.
This bill protects consumers against monopolies. It guarantees the diversity of voices.
Today, a handful of corporate empires own and control the vast majority of everything you read, hear, and watch. From the biggest movie studios, television and radio networks, newspapers and magazines, to the vast universe of internet news and entertainment sites.
Amazon has transformed its operations in response to COVID-19 to protect employees and keep packages flowing.
The company is keeping its employees safe and healthy while still delivering those packages to your doorstep. The company is keeping its employees safe. Keeping its employees safe. The company is keeping its employees safe. Millions of Americans staying at home. Millions of Americans staying at home.
And that is how it works. It's like a house of mirrors, where you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. except it's distorted.
There's an industry that is paid to go after and target journalists, whistleblowers, and inundate our consciousness and the images we see to try to ruin, destroy, or smear the idea that they don't like or the person who's delivering it.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear. And then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
Welcome back, everybody.
News personalities are not the only high-paid actors to serve the propaganda machine. Most late-night talk shows are owned by the same corporate overlords and thus follow the same script, only laced with a laugh.
Our main story tonight concerns conspiracy theories.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver featured a skit entitled Coronavirus Conspiracy Theories.
Like the claim that the moon landing was faked.
First thing to note here is that Mr. Oliver opens with commentary about conspiracy theories that are completely unrelated to coronavirus. This is a standard tactic used by propagandists to set a tone so that anything that follows will be seen through the lens of absurdity.
Plandemic, a pseudo-documentary filled with a hodgepodge of conspiracy theories.
Mr. Oliver then does his best to debunk Dr. Judy's claim that she was arrested but never charged with a crime.
She was absolutely criminally charged.
This was not an oversight, but a blatant lie. Prior to the taping of this episode, Mr. Oliver had the official arrest documents that clearly prove that Dr. Judy was never charged with a crime. Mr. Oliver then attempts to debunk the idea that a beach, aka nature, holds any value in boosting our body's natural immune system. Instead of challenging a point with science, he kills it with a smear.
Everything that you just said is insane.
Television is not the truth. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
There you go. I'll put the link to that in the chat. All right.
You know, if you're going to fight this war, believing that people in Iran are repressed and aren't allowed to show their hair, you watch too much fucking television. Because that's not what it's like in Iran. And the war isn't about freeing anybody. What you're doing is you're going to kill people you've never met because people who eat children don't want to be exposed for what they do. Trump, Rubio, Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, Bibi Netanyahu, these cannibalistic, child-raping fuckheads deserve no respect, and they only have the authority over you that you choose to give them. So why the fuck do you give it to them? We know what these people are. We know what they do. And it's about time we called it, and it's about time we took control of the situation ourselves, folks. I mean, to go fight a war, say no, fuck you. There's been a great thing trending on Twitter, which is #SendBarron. Trump wants to have a war? Send your son. Send Barron Trump in there to fight the war. See how he likes it. You want to send other kids in there to die? Send your own children in there to die. But this is a man who sold his own daughter, basically, to Jared Kushner, became a Jew himself, got bailed out by these people so many freaking times. They've got him over a barrel with the Epstein files, and he will do anything Benjamin Netanyahu wants him to do. That's the bottom line here, folks.
Oh no, I said too much. I set it up.
Go. Here is
So it is appearing
appearing more and more like America is the bad guy in this war. And as an American, I have to tell you, I have no interest in being the bad guy. The country I'm proud of, it wouldn't bomb elementary schools and kill hundreds of little girls. The country I moved to followed the rules of international law and war. The country I know wouldn't torpedo a defenseless ship in international water carrying no ammunition and then just leave the survivors to drown. Because people who do those things are war criminals. Pete Hegseth and Stephen Miller are talking like following the rules of engagement somehow make you a woke beta cuck. That shock and awe are more important than strategy and planning, and that having any sort of reasonable morality is somehow politically correct. Our current government is treating war like a video game without real people or real consequences. For 80 years, America only intercepted ships, but now we're out here massacring people with torpedoes. Even German submarines picked up the stranded British sailors after they sunk their warships in World War II, which means that the Nazis followed the rules of war better than the Americans are right now. And I find that humiliating and shameful, and not at all the country I signed up to be a part of. So we should really do something about that.
So for political girl, right? It's unrecognizable, right? You see them just bragging about certain work. It's almost like they're bragging about it. You're like, wait, is this an exercise? Is this a war? What are y'all calling this, right? Then we
Right. And let me see. Let me go over that operations, right? Let me go over that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Historical operations. Okay, this is how they manipulate the public. So there was Operation Trust. That was in the Soviet Union. So these operations share one or more of the same psychological tactics: controlled opposition, drip feeding information, false hope, infiltration, manipulation of belief. So Operation Trust was Soviet Union 1921 through 1926. Fake resistance movement used hope to pacify dissidents, controlled opposition, psychological manipulation. So then there was Operation Himmler, Nazi Germany, 1939. They did stage events to manipulate public perception. The Nazis staged fake Polish attacks to justify invading Poland, used deception, planted evidence, and controlled narratives. So Operation Northwoods, proposed by the United States DoD in 1962. Tactic was false flag proposals to manipulate public opinion. Never executed but documented. Proposed staged attacks and blaming Cuba to justify intervention. Didn't they say Cuba was up next?
yeah, that's Lindsey Lindsey Graham has the next scene.
So that was what they were going to do on Operation Northwoods and blame Cuba. Okay.
Right.
COINTELPRO, FBI, 1956 through 1971 was infiltration and controlled opposition, infiltrated civil rights groups, anti-war groups, and political organizations, created fake factions, fake letters, and fake leadership conflicts. Operation Gladio, NATO, Stay Behind Networks, 1940s to the 1990s. Tactics was secret network influencing political outcomes. Covert paramilitary groups across Europe. Some factions use stage events and psychological influence. Also, a secret patriot network claiming to protect the nation. Operation Mincemeat, British intelligence, 1943, drip-fed false intelligence to mislead the enemies. Planted fake documents on a corpse to mislead Nazi command. Carefully crafted narrative, believable details.
Yeah.
They were slow, believable information released to shape enemy behavior. The Cambridge 5, Soviet infiltration of the British intelligence, long-term infiltration and controlled information flow. Soviet spies inside the M16 and M15 for decades. Fed curated intel to shape British policy. Control the information stream, control the target's decisions. The Stasi's Zerstug program, East Germany, psychological warfare against citizens, gaslighting, staged events, social isolation, false hope, designed to break resistance without violence, psychological manipulation to pacify or neutralize opposition, Operation Snow White. That was Church of Scientology in the 1970s, infiltration of government agency, placed operatives inside the IRS, DOJ, and other agencies, controlled narratives, and removed damaging information. Operation Mockingbird, that's what we just went over. Media influence and narrative shaping. Recruited journalists to influence public opinion. Controlled narratives through trusted channels. So common across these examples, the same psychological levers appear again and again. Hope as a sedative. Give people a reason to wait instead of act. Controlled opposition. Create an infiltrate a group so you can steer it. Drip feeding information. Slow, believable intel keeps people engaged. Social proof. If everyone believes it, individuals follow. Staged or manipulated events, fake actions create real actions. Emotional exhaustion, long-term pressure reduces critical thinking. Mirror messaging, tell people what they already want to hear. Information isolation, cut people off from the outside sources. These tactics appear in intelligent operations across history because they work, they shape behavior without force.
There you go.
So those are things you can look for currently, right?
Somebody said, "Where's that question at?" It was on the screen, Nadine, about the missiles flying. Your friend is in Israel, and they. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, Zeno.
So, what are the missiles flying over Israel? They are real. I have friends there. Yeah, can you have your friends send footage to you, and then you send it to me, and then we can show it?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. We need
That's
some
the
boots
best
on the
way. We
ground
need boots on the ground.
footage.
Boots on the ground. Yeah. Oh, missiles are real. So are shots and vaccines and bioweapons.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, definitely. But sometimes they, like Sheepdog has talked about, they do what is it called? Where y'all practice
Exercises.
and they use footage of that. They can use footage of
Yeah,
that.
on the media,
That's
they
something
constantly
to,
show like
think about.
go look at the Iraq War media. Go look at the today on Fox. You seen it or not today, but yesterday I think with I forget who it was, Jesse Waters maybe. Anyways, it just showed missiles getting launched. Just a bunch like you're seeing right here. But I'm showing you how much it costs every time they fire a weapon. But they don't have money for housing costs, and they don't have anything to cut social. I mean, we are introducing a bill to cut Social Security so they can fund their military industrial complex and wag the dog.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched that movie, go watch the movie because what happens? What is that president accused of? In Wag the Dog?
Sleeping with an underage girl.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? So go check out that movie. It's worth watching.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Get it, baby, get it. Pop, pop, pop. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Oh.
See that?
They test it. They always test it out. We're not really shooting shit, but they might have like a ship out there they want to sink that's already been abandoned and stuff, like stuff like that. Yeah, we always do. We drop more bombs in freaking Arizona than we do anywhere.
So just think, I mean, it could possibly use some footage like that, right? Of exercises.
We drop
It's
real
just
bombs.
a
We shoot real.
hypothesis to think about.
We have to run through the expenditures that they give us each year in order to get more money. Y'all get it? So we literally have to go through the supply. We don't just sit on it. Like we go out there and train with it, shoot it, and just shoot it all off. That way they replenish it every year, and it just keeps the cycle going. And they keep making money. Right. They don't make the bombs and rockets just to sit in a warehouse, like they should in peacetime, right? They're constantly training, constantly dropping bombs, constantly.
I posted on the chat how much these defense contractors get. It's unbelievable amount, and they lobby, right? They lobby the politicians, and they all make money.
Yeah, the military industrial people like Lindsey Graham.
And that's what Eisenhower was warning us about, right? That's what it was warning about, the in military industrial complex.
Right. So we're constantly training. We drop millions of dollars worth of bombs in Arizona all the time. I mean, hundreds of bombs. Just go through it. Rounds, you name it. And then they just replenish it. Because they'll be like, well, we got to go through this stuff so we can get more stuff, because I think at the end of the year is October. So whatever's left, they just. Now, except for the missiles we train with that aren't live, that they put on the jets that are inert just for training, those things come back. Those things don't get dropped. They do a lot of training, bombing training, I'll tell you that. A lot of money. So there you go.
They was all just making movies, basically.
Yeah.
Getting film, coverage for making more movies. Like,
right.
If you think about our TVs being around since, I don't know, when the 50s or whatever, 40s, 50s, and then like all of the shows to have 24 hours a day shows going, the movies, everything that they've made, like they just had to constantly be creating.
Yes, exactly. But they can add special effects. Wait, do you have that clip where they showed how they added in that was on Live the Dog. They're like, they can make this right here.
Yeah.
They're like, add more fire, add this. And it was like a scene that was like nothing. And then they add all the special effects.
It's a green screen reality.
Yes. And it looks really real.
It'd be good if we could all watch that one night together.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that.
Yeah.
It's really good. It shows you, and it's kind of, it parallels with exactly what's going on today.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny too.
Yeah, it's funny. Yep. But they were like all in on it, and then Hollywood's in on it, and even the guy that doing the controls, like the president's telling him what to do, looks like Steve Mnuchin.
Yeah.
And Steve Mnuchin owns Castle Rock, right?
Yeah.
Studios.
Yeah, we're not saying everything's fake, but we're not saying everything's real either. But what we're saying is use discernment on some of these scenes they show you. Not this one, but other ones.
Right, and they can add in a scream. And we've seen some clips where the scream just didn't. It sounded like someone in the background scream.
This is world destruction right here.
It.
This is what they want. This is the look. I mean, it's sick.
Right, and then they say Trump mentioned nuclears now recently.
Oh, did he?
That's what someone said. I haven't checked it out yet, but they said he was talking about nuclear.
Donald Trump and I believe that America ought to be tough
Allegedly.
and America ought to have a strong foreign policy. But when people like Kamala Harris send our sons and daughters, our young people, to fight in stupid wars, it is the young generation that carries the burden of that. We're going to stop sending our young people to faraway lands. We are not the policemen of the world. We need to use our young people here at home. Donald Trump and I believe that America...
Yeah, this wasn't like 10 years ago, folks. This was just recently.
I've heard that my whole life, those lines.
All right, so now we got this. Here we go.
Some breaking news at this hour. Iran has named Mojtaba Khamenei the country's new supreme leader. This is according to state media following the killing of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. This move is expected to strengthen existing hardline control in Tehran. We will have more on this conflict in Iran coming up here in less than 10 minutes.
All right, ain't that crazy? All right. Yeah, they didn't think that one out, did they?
Isn't that his son?
Huh?
They said it's his son, the supreme leader's son.
Yeah, it is.
Which is supposed to be even more harsher than his dad.
Right, right.
It's what they're saying allegedly.
Trump wants to pick the leader for their nation. However, he was talking about he was freeing them so that they could pick their own, but now he wants to play a part in picking the next one. I mean, Netanyahu. You got to think it's not Trump, it's Netanyahu is the one because they want to put in their person so they can get that oil flowing or whatever the hell it is. Everyone says it's not about the oil, it's not about this. Well, okay, whatever, something else. It's not everything isn't as it seems. I get that.
Even not Netanyahu is controlled by somebody else.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's just they're just the faces.
They want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight war hawks. They want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves. You know, we'll stay around the country for 15 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars, no more wars, no more wars. We will have prosperity and peace. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. He's going to start a war. I said, no, no, no. My rhetoric is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
He wants to be a peacemaker. Peacemaker was Wyatt Earp's gun. That was the name of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy right there.
Yeah.
Because
So either this is not the same one or someone's.
I think it's a psyop and it's not meant for us. It's for the church. Remember, they got to rapture the church
Or the enemy.
or the church, whatever. Something's going to happen in the church with Revelations.
Well, because they said it will never end.
I know.
They keep looking every
That's why they got to
single
end
day
it.
through history. It keeps repeating. It's on a loop.
They got to end the end times prophecy stuff because it keeps going on and on and on. Right, Michelle?
That's right.
It's just perpetual loop. That we're in a loop. It's like and our youth is figuring that out because they look into things and with an open mind and they know what that is. You know, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over, like Groundhog Day. But we repeat things every 100 years. We repeat things every 20 years. You see what I'm saying? There's a cycle, and then once they get so far into the future, 100 years past where they did the last psyop, then they do it again. Like the Spanish flu in 1917, and you fast forward to 2019 with the pandemic, with the same situation, right? They had everybody mask up, right? It's because nobody's around that was there then when that happened to sound the alarm. Hey guys, we've done this before, right? Well, y'all remember the last time they did this? They've already gotten rid of all those people, right? And then they do it again.
Rinse, lather, repeat.
There you go.
That's it. I'm trying to find that.
Rinse, lather, repeat. So we got like Condoleezza Rice in the White House. Y'all remember this? Doesn't it give you Iraq vibes right here? Listen to this.
Could you pop off the red table, please? Thank you.
Right, here we go. The old Condoleezza Rice, Iraq war vibes, walking back there with Susie Wiles. See what's going on? There she is, right? So here we go. Condoleezza Rice. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice was spotted at the White House on Friday as President Donald Trump demanded unconditional surrender by Iran. The timing of Rice's visit to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue turned heads as she served as National Security Advisor to President George W. Bush and was a major proponent for the Iraq invasion in 2003. While claiming Iraq was lying about disarmament, Rice went on to serve as Bush's Secretary of State from 2005 to 2009 throughout the ongoing war, Iraq War. Remember what George Carlin said? What did we get during the Iraq War? We got a Bush, a Dick, and a Colin.
Yeah.
George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Colin Powell. What? Seriously?
Oh, nothing.
Yep, the former top Republican administration official has not served in the government for some time, but Thursday Rice appeared on Fox News. Woohoo! Right, just in time, man. Kind of bring back old memories, old propaganda memories, right?
Yep.
Got to get her in there, man. Big money maker. All right, I should be giving people flashbacks. Like, wait, have we done this before? Right? Oh, my microphone is about to fall here. So that's Iraq War repeating, isn't it? Like kind of like history repeating, and we're in a loop. And we just hope that people can wake up and see it for what it is this time around and not keep falling for it. Is that what we're hoping for?
Yes.
Like this propaganda here from
American women are allowed to dress,
now,
go to school, work.
now we showed you the videos, right, of what Iran looks like, and now here's Senator Thune. He's going to run this.
You know, in America, women are allowed to dress.
Now, this is where we are right now at the top, but he's trying to say that this was in 1979, which is true, but now this is what it looks like now, with everyone's in covered up head to toe. That's not the case, guys. We showed you, right?
You know, in America, women are allowed to dress, go to school, work, and marry whoever they like. Iran used to be like this too before they were taken over by radical Islamists in 1979. This is them post 1979. You know, in America, women are allowed to dress, go to school, work, and
all right, that's what
marry
propaganda. This is what they're putting out on the floor right now. This is why people keep repeating these talking points, because they see a senator up there with a suit and a tie on telling this to you, not understanding that the Smith-Monk Modernization Act has made the propagandizing of American citizens legal, and Congress unanimously voted for that to take place under the Obama administration, and this is what they do. Right? I just showed you locally Iran.
Right, and it's Israel and Saudi Arabia, right? Them two powers together want to weaken Iran to strengthen themselves. They want a weaker Iran, a contained Iran, and our military presence.
Now again, I'll come back to this.
War hawks. They want to draft your kids.
They want to draft your kids, right? You heard him just say that? Now watch this.
Are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the
Now keep in mind, they just changed something with the draft here recently in Congress that I don't think most people are aware of.
president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. The president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table.
I will never let y'all forget that Donald Trump was willing to plunge our country into a forever war in which 30% of the people who have been killed are children. We are past committing war crimes at this point. Right now, we're committing crimes against humanity because we literally targeted and bombed Iran's oil refineries to the point where it is now reportedly raining oil in Iran. Iranian people woke up this morning with oil residue on their cars because of the rain. The explosions have also caused plumes of smoke that have made the air quality toxic. That's actually another dimension of extermination and toxic warfare. Their streets are also on fire because oil and flames have seeped into their water drainage system. And here in America, we're not immune to this shit. Our gas prices here in the United States have dramatically increased just over the span of a couple of days. Not to mention that bombing Iran is also causing a spike in national security threats. Just yesterday, there was a Southwest Airlines flight diverted because of an alleged bomb threat. And while all of this is happening, Donald Trump is spending millions of dollars of taxpayer dollars out golfing, all while the search for the Epstein files has dramatically gone down because the World War III distraction is distractioning, even in the face of more vivid, gruesome, and morbid details coming out about the Epstein files. The bottom line is that Donald Trump is willing to draft you or your kids or your grandkids to die in a war, all to have you forget that he rapes children.
Right, and that's allegedly because there is a,
can't say that.
there's a, what was they say, 50 pages redacted that mentioned his name, but it was a real girl that the FBI really did interview, according to the papers, more than once, but found her not credible. That's what the reports say. And then they said the Katie Johnson case is coming up again too. So
Oh, is it?
yeah, it's resurfacing. That was back in the 1990s, right? So yeah, I mean, it's not looking good, that's for sure, but
Hey, didn't they take back 50,000 of the Epstein documents?
yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, and they redacted
Iran.
say that they redacted the ones with Trump's name, but there was also a lot of them. We don't know what's in them because we haven't seen them, except for a couple. But that was the ones we did see came from the tips where you could call in and give them information,
Yeah.
right? So we don't know what's in those files. So we can't really make allegations like that if we don't know, right?
Right. That's
Until they are revealed, we can't make judgment on that
right.
because we don't know what it says.
You can only research what they release.
Right. I mean, we're assuming, right? But not everyone that was on is in the Epstein files, right? Some because like they even had like Elvis, they had Marilyn Monroe. I mean, people that supposed to be already dead, right? Or maybe not. I don't know, but there was just some that were just emails or clippings from magazines, or even some people's like musicians' songs that they were referencing, and that's why their names show in there. But it doesn't, unless it had some hard evidence. Just because their name appears doesn't mean they were linked into something bad. So you got to remember that too.
But what we are noticing is a 180 on foreign policy and drafting and regime change and new wars.
The U.S. Congress just made it easier to draft young men into the military during a war. Happy holidays. This is the biggest change to America's conscription policy in decades, and it seems like practically no one is talking about it. So every year, Congress passes something called the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. This year's law includes a provision making registration automatic for men between the ages of 18 and 26 who would be called up in the event of a draft. How is this different from before? Well, the current selective service system, as it's called, relies on young men registering themselves for the draft. That usually happens through the department's website, or in many states when applying for a driver's license. And this registration is actually legally required for nearly all male citizens and immigrants in the US. If you don't register, you can be denied student aid, be ineligible for a job with the federal government, and although this hasn't actually been enforced in decades, receive a fine of up to $250,000 and 5 years in prison. But despite this, registration rates have declined in recent years. Last year, for example, just 81% of eligible men registered. Now, Selective Service will be able to use government data like Social Security information to automatically register young men. Proponents like Democratic Representative Chrissy Houlihan say this new process will save taxpayers money and help men avoid the penalties of failing to register. And to be clear, this change doesn't mean the military is bringing back the draft. That would take both Congress and the president, and it hasn't happened since the Vietnam War. Political leaders across the spectrum have repeatedly dismissed the idea that a draft could come back to the US. But the question is, why strengthen a system that you never actually intend to use? The whole point of automatic registration is to make it easier for the government to force young men into the military should a major war break out involving the US. One thing military experts often cite is the possibility of a war with China over Taiwan, or an attack on the US West Coast. Now, those might sound unlikely, but there are think tanks in DC, there are military strategists who are literally gaming out these war scenarios, and they're not ruling out conscription. So, what do you think? Should young men be automatically registered for a wartime draft?
Yeah, I have that right here. It's the new U.S. law on military draft and selection services from 2024 through 2026.
Yeah, well,
Automatic
Sharon's
registration.
going first.
Beginning December 18th, 2026, all male U.S. residents from the age of 18 through 26 will be automatically registered for selective service using federal databases. The U.S. still operates with an all-voluntary military. A draft cannot occur unless Congress and President formally authorize it. So,
Is there a height restriction?
women are not, I don't know, women are not required to register under current law, though Congress has debated this. So you don't need to take action. Just register will happen automatically through federal records, Social Security, DMV, and educational databases. Men must register manually within 30 days of turning 18, starting December 2026. Penalties for not being registered, up to $250,000 in fines or up to 5 years in prison. Loss of federal benefits, student aid, and federal jobs.
So you can't be no 6'8". It's too tall.
Wow.
Trump, a Barron, is 6'9", so not happening. Right.
Yeah, so they're going to automatically draft you through Social Security or DMV or educational database.
But hey, short time pain for big time gain.
Two of the hardest pieces of propaganda that you're going to run into to get people to walk away from is going to be that the Holocaust didn't happen the way that we were told it did, and that Iran is the bad guy, or most of the countries with the hijabs and all that in the Middle East are the bad guy. One of the most common arguments I get in regards to like Iran and Afghanistan is that, well, they scream death to America. They hate Americans, but nobody ever really stopped to ask or explain why. The school that was bombed in Iran early on at the end of February, and then everybody was like, well, Iran did it. The rocket misfired. It was us. We bombed the school. The United States bombed their school and killed all those schoolgirls. And I came out with this before, and then the argument that I got was, well, they build these nuclear facilities next to these schools because they think that we're not going to bomb. At this point here in God's 2026, you just learned that the United States government has the technology to pinpoint and use energy direct weapons on people from miles away. People as their targets, their heads from miles away, precisely. And we don't have a weapon to do something similar and limit the amount of destruction that happens around. That was all propaganda. The whole Iran, Muslims are bad, all of it is propaganda. They scream death to America because we've spent years bombing and invading and being just a menace over there on the behest of Israel. Just like with Russia, when Ukraine happened, that was the argument that I got. Well, if Ukraine loses the war, then Russia's going to come for the United States next. They lost. I see nothing happen. We've moved on. In fact, the whole thing was fake. It was a money laundering scheme done by our government. But this is going to be the hardest piece of indoctrination that people are going to have to overcome. And they're having, especially the older folk, they're having a real hard time with this because their entire life, they were led to believe that the Sand people were bad and that they hated America just because they hated us. Kind of like the Jews, where they were like, well, they hate Jews just because they hate what we believe. And that's what we were taught about Hitler. Well, he hates the Jews because he hates what they believe. Hitler hated the Jews because the Jews brought in all kinds of degeneracy into their very Christian nation, from porn to Hollywood to naked people on TV to satanic ritual, and they hated Christians. But that is the hardest piece of propaganda for people to accept and then to start looking in the other direction. And I don't know if they ever will. It's kind of like COVID. There are some people out here who are still wearing masks, who are still getting the jab. They just never will come around. They just cannot believe. They keep making these excuses. And the next level of this is going to be the super duper mega supporters, the super duper Trump loyalists. You will never get them to believe that Trump is just another part of the swamp cog. They will defend him with their very last breath. So it's led me to believe that this massive great awakening, this true like golden time for America is probably not going to happen in my lifetime. It's going to have to be this next generation and then the generation after. My kids, for example, they learned about the Holocaust in school, but they also came to me with questions, and they also have Instagram, and they also have access to the whole wide internet. If they have questions about it, they can go and look it up, and they do get both sides of the story coming from kids who are their age. But that's going to be, those two things are going to be the hardest to change people's minds on, if you even can.
All right. Some people.
For America is
I don't think it's going to be a couple generations away. I think we're witnessing it. It's already beginning. I think we're years already into the shift before you even wake up and realize. Some of these people even wake up and realize it's shifted. Like the old is going away, and the new is coming in, and that's just the cycle. It's natural, but you can see it, right? And when we look at the last 4 presidents and all the shit that they put us through, right?
Yeah.
That was the end of that generation. It's looking like, and then we see Lindsey Graham and Schumer and the rest of them, right? McConnell. Um, uh, it's like a retirement home for these people, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
they just die in office. So to me, it says it shows that they're not replacing it with anyone new. They're letting it die. They're letting it pass. They're letting it turn. It's like on its last leg, right, of control.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we want to control it. Well, we're still like, guys, at some point you got to let us play the game too. Like, you got to let us come in with different solutions, new ideas. All right, the younger group, we got to pass the torch at some point, right? And that's what we're seeing. But we're seeing they don't want to pass the torch to, right?
No, because
They've just
Because everything will collapse.
Right.
Their whole reality control, the money. Right.
They've just pushed it. They pushed it as far as they could possibly push it. Like, it's the end of the cog, the cycle, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can't. How much further could they really? I mean, besides drag queen era, like how they already played like their last cards. It's it's out.
Exactly.
Yeah. People are waking up.
The solutions and all that, some of them can be done really fast. I was thinking about that when I was driving today. Some solutions are going to be really fast and people will take to them like really easily, and then other ones are going to be tougher. It's going to take years.
Yes.
Got to go! Ho, ho! These pedophiles have got to go! Ho, ho! These pedophiles have got to go! Ho, ho! These pedophiles have got to go! Have got to go! Got to go!
All right, so this is right from Shadow of Ezra. I think we've shared this, right? A Save the Children protest has now started on Hollywood Boulevard and has begun with demands to execute elite pedophiles and shut down satanic Hollywood. While the numbers are small for now, it is expected to grow and spread across the country until the pedophiles are no longer safe. These pedophiles have to go. Hey,
Remember they did that during
yeah,
COVID? There was a whole bunch of people then, and then it kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah. All right, Trump says right here, got to do something about these missing children grabbed by the perverts. Too many incidences. Fast trial death penalty. This is 8/10/2012 Trump, right?
Right.
Here we go. So that's what's taking place right now. A walk to end child trafficking. Join us Sunday, March 15th, 2026 at Chasten Park in Atlanta, Georgia at 2 p.m. next Sunday. So this is, what's today? 3/9. Tomorrow's 3/10. Martin's tomorrow. So salute to Scotty Martin, right, on March 10th.
Right. He decided to join and be cautious.
Kushner canceled his trip to Israel because for security reasons, and a lot of people are getting messed up over there, and they're not reporting it here. Something to do with, I don't know exactly. I can't, because there's so much mixed information of who is not alive and who's dead and who's right. So there's really, if what I'm hearing is true, then some shit's going on in Israel, and they're not wanting us to talk about it here. It's a blackout, and that's why you're getting all this show of like Hexeth and all this craziness with Fox News running
Conflicting
the Mockingbird
information.
Media short-time pain for long-term gain, or right. So people are like, no war with Iran, Epstein arrest now. All right, grand theft children. Somebody put Tom Hanks. Wrote on Tom Hanks's star. They put, you know what, on there. Walk down the street. Here we go. Somebody put here. They won't be able to walk down the street, right? Somebody put a key post right there. In reality, they're not after you. They're after me. You need to be in the way. So Hollywood, boycott the movies. There's more Save the Children flags at somebody's house. People posting left and right about that. They're demanding justice. Wednesday, March 18th. They're going to be marching in D.C. right here. Let's see. Demand justice Wednesday, March 18th. That's coming up. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Marching from Union Square, Area 15, to the Department of Justice building. They're going to be demanding accountability and justice for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators named in the files. So the demonstration area is going to be Area 15, Union Square, Washington, D.C. All right. When you go to these, if you go, anybody goes, just be mindful. Our government, instead of punishing. So, yeah, be mindful of how they infiltrate. Like somebody was protesting today in New York, or was it yesterday, Miss Sheepdog?
Yeah.
And a guy ran up behind him. We were watching it, and he threw something over him. They said it was like a little bomb or something.
He looked like the FTX guy. He looked just like him. His hair and everything.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they got pepper spray. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And the what's his name, Lang, was
Yeah,
out
Jake
there,
Lang. Y'all, you know
and he
Jake
was like
Lang, Nadine?
mocking the Muslims, riding a goat. He was riding a goat and
Oh, he's
crazy
in New
stuff.
York, causing havoc up
Yeah.
there for you guys.
Oh, and then he had a roasted pig out there, mocking them because they
And
don't eat pig.
and a
Pork.
goat. He had a goat out
Yeah.
there, and he got dropped off in a U-Haul van.
Yes.
So is he the guy that shows up with those tan, the Patriot Front, whatever,
I don't
or
know.
Freedom, whatever the
But
hell
he's
they
the
are?
one that also knocked over their ice structure they paid for. And is that the same guy?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, and the cops escorted him to it was a U-Haul van, and they all jumped in there. Weird, huh?
Let me show y'all. So they called it an ISIS-style attack in New York today, and I got the footage, and all the guys did was burn. It looked like two little like bundled up socks, and they lit the sock on fire and threw it.
Right.
It's hard to tell what it is, but
Yeah, you can't really tell. It was kind of blurry.
but when they threw it, the protesters didn't even run because it looked so fake. You know what I mean? Like they just stood there and looked at it and went, "What the hell are these people doing?" Like Miss Sheepdog says, one of them looks like the FTX guy. Here, let me
He does. You remember the FTX guy that was accused of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let this guy right here.
Yeah. Let's just.
The NYPD says it's investigating an attack in Manhattan as a
I'll show you this, and then I'll show you boots on the ground from somebody that went live on YouTube and was there. Hold on.
Possible ISIS-inspired terror act. Investigators say anti-Muslim protests outside the mayor's residence were underway when counter-protesters brought two explosive devices.
There's Jake Lang right here, J6er.
Now,
he's a J6er too, wasn't he? There at the Capitol. Where was he at? And what was he doing? Because he likes to do shit like this quite often.
Yeah.
So
he's an instigator.
He's an instigator,
the crowd.
right?
And
I think he was IDF. I think he's IDF, veteran.
I don't know.
I think he's So this is a foreign actor. So he's also a J6er. He's a J6er. Yeah.
NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch says the department's doing everything it can to keep New Yorkers safe.
Yeah, allegedly.
Preliminary test results determined that these were not hoax devices nor smoke bombs. They were improvised explosive devices that could have caused serious injury or death. The NYPD does thorough counterterrorism investigations and treats every incident of this kind with the highest level of urgency. And
said they had right here. See him, Nadine? Doesn't that look like the FTX guy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah, that's what I said. It looked just like him.
What are we doing?
Right?
I'm not saying that is. I'm just saying if it looks
looked
like
like
his
him.
clone.
Yeah.
Can we just call it a double duplicate or what do they call it? Doppelganger.
You know who else was in New York was they had a JFK Jr. lookalike contest.
Oh my gosh.
So they brought that
Wow.
around too. Yeah. He only won
Hey,
like
Chad, what do y'all
250
think?
bucks or something. I don't know.
$50?
250, I think I saw.
They did one with Hillary Clinton too. That girl looked just like her.
Man, you know what it takes?
Show the pig part where he's riding the goat.
Yeah, this gets that. So, but what do y'all think, Chad, about this? What is that? Does that look like what's his last name?
I can't remember. It was
Friedman.
Friedman, yeah.
Sam Bankman Fried.
Yeah, Bankman Fried. That's it.
There you go.
I think he was Adam Schiff's like long lost son or some shit.
Something like that. I
Who
can't
knows?
remember. He was tied to Adam Schiff somehow. I can't remember.
They're all holy crap. Are they not interbred or what? Those bunch of freaky sons of bitches. Holy shit, son of a bitch, right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, so I want to go down here. Where was that at? Let me see. This
I
morning
thought
we
it was
watched
in
it.
that clip there. No,
Here, let me go back to this.
where he's riding the goat like he's doing the goat.
Yeah, let me
You
find
see
that
what
real
I
quick and I'll
mean? And
come
I
back
thought,
to it.
isn't that animal cruelty?
Boy,
Right.
this must be some good video.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah, it's live.
Right.
Or say, yeah, Israel is we are partners to the end, and this is how it is.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think you used to be able to do that, but the news decided to not be the news anymore. It decided to be like not real, you know.
Well, because the CIA purchased them, right? And that's a fact. Again, you could pull this up so that we get in conspiracy theory. What is Operation Mockingbird? The CIA, after JFK was shot, which is just the fact. Please look it up because I'm going to sound crazy if you don't look up Operation Mockingbird. But everything happens after JFK gets shot.
God, I'm
but
never
yeah,
gonna work again. But let's look it up.
it's fine.
Operation
No, this
Mockingbird.
is on Wikipedia, so we're not on Reddit feeds here. You know what I mean? Everything I'm showing you is on Wikipedia, so it means like they've admitted it. Operation
Mockingbird
is alleged. Here we go.
Scale program
of
at
the United States.
Central Intelligence Agency that began in the early years of the Cold War and attempted to manipulate domestic American news media organizations for propaganda purposes. And where were they from?
1963. They're at the bottom.
So it's just a group of Americans?
No, the CIA just paid American journalists to say what they want to. Operation Mockingbird, right? So that you and I are taking money from the CIA. This would be the theory, and
If
they're
we're
paying
journalists,
us.
you mean.
Yeah, if we're
And they're paying us
journalists,
to write the
and so then
articles?
our job is to be like gaslight the American people. So that if let's say the CIA was involved in shooting JFK, right? Okay, well, that kind of is what I believe as a conspiracy theorist. But I don't listen to me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe CIA was involved. And so the next thing you have to do, if the population's freaking out, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, they start putting journalists on payroll and they're supposed to gaslight you and be like, this is a closed case. The matter has been closed. JFK tripped and fell, and that's how he died. And anybody saying anything else is a conspiracy theorist. Also a fun fact, the term conspiracy theorist was created by the CIA. It's literally a gaslighting. It's a word that's used to gaslight you. And so I've fallen in love with going back and learning real history and recognizing that these public school classrooms, which I grew up in, were meant to program me and to social engineer me. And so to find like historians, if you want to know why people react the way that they do when Tucker has on like a Daryl Cooper or somebody that's deep in, can tell you more about World War II and more about World War I, whatever it is because they are the Mockingbirds, right? They are freaking out because this is now failing. There's never been any indication that Operation Mockingbird has ended. In fact, it is known that Barack Obama reinstituted Project Mockingbird. And so you have to know these things. We're going to do deals with the cartel. Like that's realpolitik, right?
Or say, we're part, Israel is a.
All right. So there we go. We were talking about that. It's the title of the show. So here's the footage, right, of what they said the bomb. I got the actual footage right here. This is from Walter Masterson on YouTube. Go check it out. But this is boots on the ground at the protest. Let's check out right here.
You don't get to come from outside and then tell everyone else.
Right there. Y'all see that? Looked like he was something like on smoke.
You don't get to come.
Let's put it in slow motion here. All right, so this is the highlight of the video. This is what everybody's talking about in New York with what they're calling an ISIS attack. Whether if it's an ISIS attack, it's kind of lame, right? All right, here we go. So they're just scattered around protesting. There's people protesting Mondani. What are they, Islamophobes or something? Like anti-Muslim protesters?
Yes.
Or out front.
He's
so
very
there you go.
controversial. Yeah.
Does that look like the guy you see? So we're 4 seconds in, and you already have it lobbed. Now he's running off. He only runs about not even a block up and stops, and then they go arrest him. So it was like he wasn't trying to get away.
No, it's like it was planned. I mean, that guy's standing there with his Hitler sign with his arm up in the air, and then this guy comes up, like the camera's right there perfectly. It's all too freaking perfect.
Right.
See him running in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to see this on Fox or CNN or ABC or NBC or MSDNC or anything like that. They're just going to run the narrative like we just heard.
Right.
Right? ISIS inspired attack and we're taking it serious. And, and like there's if it was so serious, then why are they still standing there? Why is he laughing?
Yeah, and that guy's standing there like staring the opposite way. Like,
look, he didn't even jump down and run.
No, he has his gimbal up there. He's trying to get some footage. See it?
He's looking back like, why are you running, dude? Like, did you light a sock and throw it? Like, this is weird.
It is.
So then
it's like, I'm getting the footage of the sock.
So what happens is the media runs with this because they infiltrate and they do this because there's two guys that did
Operations.
Right.
It looks like an operation.
So when you're out there peacefully protesting, keep in mind you're going to have shit like this happen. Keep an eye out for this shit.
And that's why I just read all the operations. They do these things, staged events, all sorts of things. Right?
Let's look at it
Keep
again.
you in fear, keep you from critically thinking.
There we go. Coming up. Everybody's chilling. Watch everybody's reaction. They're kind of like, what was that? Like, okay, you see him running. Now they're looking at him. It looks like, like he probably thought he was going to get stabbed or probably something like that. Maybe at one point, these people have seen him coming. But who jumps above? It's almost like a. There we go. Throws it into the street. He's looking at it like, okay, nobody's running. He's like coming in to get the picture. He needs to get the shot. Look, everybody's got professional cameras here. I mean, expensive cameras. Some camera phones. There he is running. Now let me put it in regular speed. We got to see it. Let's see what happens here. Boots on the ground. Everybody's coming in for the shot.
In the video. We were counter-protesting Jake Lang. For those of you that don't know, Jake Lang is the man who famously lost to the letter S. I cannot stress enough how this did not look like a real bomb. We were all right there. None of us ran away. We looked at it and said, this is a very funny prank. You can even see the photographer pushing out of my way saying, yeah, let me get a good shot of that. The police had to shove us all out and say, get away. We don't know what this is. The two idiots that did this didn't run. They ran 20 feet, stopped. This happened on 87th Street. They ran halfway to 86th Street, not even a full city block, before stopping. They literally stayed there for the cops to grab them. Very stupid, not thought out at all. Very dumb people. They're either very stupid.
Why would they stand there and wait for the cops to come get them?
Or they're working for the CIA, or a combination of both. You cannot convince me otherwise. Very dumb behavior. Like, they literally did not run. There's a lot to say about what went down. So let's go to the next group of unfuckable dorks, Ian McGinnis and Frankie Scales.
Straight, everyone. Straight. Go. All right, go. Hey. Stop.
They felt so scared being around women that they pepper sprayed my sister. Yeah, they pepper sprayed my sister, who was not touching them, not hitting them. She was several feet away, but they felt scared. The funny part is that when...
All right, so I just wanted to show you that, right? And then we get into...
Like, which part?
Do you support ICE?
No, I do not support ICE. If there's USCIS, there's tons of different law enforcement services. Do they solve violent crimes? No. Do they stop crime? No. Are they investigating? No. We have the FBI. There's a dozen other alphabets within the DOJ that do that. ICE just literally goes into communities and starts garbage with everyone and starts violence. They contribute nothing.
Do you consider it a crime to enter this country illegally?
The United States considers it a misdemeanor to enter this country illegally. And now here's the thing is most of these people that come in here are coming to the border, surrendering themselves at the border, surrendering themselves and saying, we're here. Yeah. I was starting to make too much sense for the guy and I couldn't do the gotcha.
So the Confederate flag is the Democrat flag?
Originally, yes. I mean, they ran against Lincoln, and once they lost to Lincoln.
So you see the conversations, right? So the point of it was...
Right there.
America is a light.
Here's the
Riding the goat.
Yeah, here's the goat. They do.
At all costs. These guys are being protected by hundreds of NYPD.
Let's go, Crusaders! This is our country! This is a white country! We are not lose our country! America is a white country! America is a white country!
So let's get to the actual protest. Jake Lang started the protest.
So you see the agitating?
And then he had the big cooked pig there.
Pork.
I can't wait until guys can just walk up to another guy and just punch him in the face.
But he's an agitator. He
just shows up agitated like J6.
So guys don't get arrested and stuff. It's like just they just like boom, and then the guy's done. Like maybe he'll never misbehave again.
Right, but right now, see, the cops are surrounding him.
Yeah, why does he got
protecting
security?
him the whole time, all the way up until they get in the van? There's something ain't right with that.
He's getting paid for it.
They even had to bring the goat. Or somebody had to give up a goat.
See how the cops are protecting him?
Personal, because I'm Capricorn. I don't go for that any funny business with the goat.
Right.
So he would have to be a federal agent to do all those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the cops protecting
This is
him.
the Fed's direction bullshit.
He looks like a dick anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you should hear him. He was on Owen Shores. I was like, wow. I mean, he's like, I don't know if he's purposely persuading, making you think he's like that, or because he's like white supremacist, Aryan, all this stuff.
Right.
It's like a little too much.
Yeah,
Like,
some people are just really good at their part.
right, right. So yeah,
Yeah, the ice sculpture he kicked over was made by a veterans group, so he fucked up right there.
yeah.
A bunch of veterans had to get on his ass, so they're suing him, I think, for.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, yeah, because those ice sculptures are expensive, right? That you damage their that's damage your property, right?
Yep.
Oh, and you said it
The
was their
governor
own
and the
money,
mayor.
too. You said it was their own money too, the veterans.
Yes.
Were under like extreme pressure to protect private property. So they had SWAT teams and everyone guarding all the local businesses when Jake showed up. They didn't guard him. I mean, it's the police. Their number one priority is private property. So they protected the private.
It's not here, not in New York.
They protected the private property, and then because they were under like national pressure, and that's why the only reason he had no police escort when he came, he got his ass kicked.
I was wondering.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked because if you went on the perimeter, there was, I mean, SWAT level protection of every private business, and it was amazing.
Well, I guess in New York City it goes Nazi, then private.
Fuck, I'm gonna fucking get.
Tell me.
Are you?
Oh, is this where they
What?
get it?
Hiding behind a bunch of men.
Excuse me.
Here, and they're gonna start cracking skulls.
Right.
So you're doing a great job protecting Nazis. Let the Nazis go through, everyone. No, hey, guys, let the.
You are unlawfully obstructing pedestrian.
You're unlawfully the Nazi.
There it is, right here.
Yeah.
Stay on the side.
Now here's the infamous U-Haul van. Maybe y'all noticed it's always a U-Haul truck
Yeah.
or something at a site. One of these scenes. Remember, it's always.
Well, they were doing that during a while back, several years ago, right? When they had the U-Hauls everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be Antifa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, get in the U.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they play both sides.
Drop the bricks and stuff, all and there was a U-Haul right there, and they'd pop out with signs and protest signs and stuff.
Get in the U-Haul, everyone.
See?
Come on, get in the U-Haul. Get in the U-Haul, you fucking losers. Get in the fucking U-Haul, you losers. Get in the U-Haul, you fucking losers.
Muted out. There you go. So there it is. Leaving.
Yeah,
There they are.
and they all see the cops back them all the way up.
Yeah,
into
they
the
got to
U-Haul,
escort all the way out of there. That's
and
weird.
They
Ain't
all jump in there and then leave.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that like agitating?
Yeah, it looks like paid agitators.
Paid agitators. Right here, U-Haul. Somebody had to rent that.
And the cops let them. It was
escort.
totally set up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's
that's
like,
just.
yo, bro, I'm calling up to let you know. Next Monday, we're gonna. And it's, yeah.
Yeah, like KBB 68 says the whole thing looks fake and planned. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, so now this scene turned into where the ISIS attack took place today or yesterday, whatever this
It
was,
was
right?
supposed to be that guy that
This
looked
morning.
like Sam.
And he's a community affairs police
Look.
person.
All the
Right.
cameras, all the cops is walking with him right down the road. Look at that. There's more media than there is anything, and police.
And the guy that supposedly threw the bomb sock or whatever it was.
What the hell?
Was that guy that looked like Sam?
Well, he was driving the U-Haul.
Right. Right. I mean, but the news made it into way bigger than what you saw there.
That's a lot of cops. See all that? The cameras. There's more cameras.
Yeah, I know. It
Look at that.
doesn't.
And now
It's
he
because
just.
hardly anybody's going to see this what you're showing, and
Right.
then everybody's going to be seeing all of the chaos.
Yes.
So if there was an ISIS attack, then why did these guys get why did they speak with them? Because they showed up with it all and brought all this craziness with them. I mean, think about it.
And
It
then
goes-
leave.
Yeah, right here. Look, this happened. Right, that happened.
And the news blew
And then
that
the
all
news.
the way up.
Right.
And do
You don't
see
get to come
anything?
from outside
Do you
and
see
then
the
tell
cops
everyone
arrest
else.
him or anything?
See?
That's it.
That's it. There you go. There's you go. Then let the media just run with
And
the
the
story.
media blew it up like he had a bomb and all this stuff.
Like weapons of mass
And
destruction.
you saw after he ran off, everyone's still there,
Look,
right?
yeah, he's coming in with his
They're
camera.
all still there. The
Why
cops are
would you
still
run towards?
there. No one did anything. So
Why would you
yeah.
run towards the bomb with your camera? But hey, good reporting here. He's on the boots on the ground right here. Bring it. All right. Walter Masterson. All right. So there it is. I mean, you could bypass the media when somebody was actually there, and you can bypass the narrative. Right.
I was saying to myself, just last week I was saying to myself, you know what? Things are getting a little too cheap. You're not paying enough for gas and groceries. You're not working hard enough or long enough. And just like that, you know what? The political fairies descended from heaven, or maybe they ascended from hell. Anyway, however you look at it, they dropped us a little gift. Because just last week I was paying $3.08 for a gallon of diesel. Now, thanks be to the political psychopathic parasites, I'm paying $3.99. Oh, I'm so excited. Now things are a little bit more expensive, and I got to work a little harder and a little longer. And all I want to say is from the bottom of my heart, thank you to the commander and thief, Bibi Netanyahu. I'm sorry, Donald J. Trump. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Just last week I was saying to myself, you know what? Things are getting a little too cheap. You're not paying enough for gas.
Need give a little pain for some more gain.
Gracie, my headphones are gone.
Right. No pain, no gain. So that's it. Anybody need any links before we close out here tonight? Or anything you shared?
Yeah, I do have one thing I want to talk about. There's a new bill, right? The federal demilitarized police. It stops militarizing Law Enforcement Act of 2026. It's introduced by Representative Hank Johnson. What the bill does, the bill targets the Pentagon's 1033 program, which gives surplus military equipment to police departments for free. The bill would restrict or ban police from receiving armed vehicles, military-grade weapons, explosives, high-caliber ammunition, certain surveillance equipment, and other weapons of war. It also adds to the transparency requirements, reporting rules, limits on transfers to local, state, tribal, and federal law enforcement. So it was reintroduced into Congress March 2026, but still has not yet passed. Right, I didn't know the Pentagon gave our police military equipment to do. That's crazy.
So I call it militarization of the police, and then you've seen headsets with the armored vehicles, and Santa Claus was sitting on the top of it.
Well, this bill would restrict all that, right? They shouldn't have military weapons and explosives.
They shouldn't
How
have
in the
half
hell would
most
our
of the
police
shit.
have all that?
No, they shouldn't have most of the shit they have. There's no if they would stop with all of their nonsense, which they're not going to, but if they did, people are basically good.
Yeah.
They really are. It's being pushed and pushed and pushed them more. That's what gets everybody going. Most people are not like they don't need to have all of this, especially and they'll pass it out to every station. It's not, if they would just knock it off.
Right.
Well, how can we going to catch the bad guy if we don't put everyone under mass surveillance? That's for your safety, Nadine.
Oh, I swear, if we could just, like, guys like you, go out, just freaking knock a guy in the nose, like, boom, and like a Matt Dillon kind of thing, on Gunsmoke, just go out, boom. And then it's like an attitude adjustment. Like, oh, your mama didn't do this for you? Boom. And then it's like, oh, IBD. And he snaps out of it, and he starts behaving himself for the rest of his life. I don't know. Maybe I live in fantasy land, but I would think once you get punched in the nose, then you kind of straighten up.
Right. Sometimes that could be with information, the facts, evidence.
How long is this fact mission going to go on for? It's
As long as the people continue to buy into it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that wasn't even Bud. That was me.
Stop lying to the American people. You will stop and cease the war in Gaza.
You will stop nothing.
You will cease the war.
And you will not be seen by this committee again.
Stop the genocide in Gaza.
Well, he didn't get that. Well, he did kind of get roped up right there.
Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Iraq. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Iraq. I don't care if I ever come back. I don't care if I ever come back. From poor families, how far we roam. From poor families, how far we roam. So the rich kids can just stay at home. So the rich kids can just stay at home. When I come home with PTSD. When I come home with PTSD. The VA hospital won't care for me. The VA hospital won't care for me. I'll probably end up homeless out in the dark. I'll probably end up homeless out in the dark. To get laid on screen by Market Mark. And Pakistan, Yemen.
There we go.
Well, that's like if you don't speak up, and then it's like everybody just disappears behind you.
There's Trump's new.
I saw that the other day. I was looking for a boot. I thought maybe the guy had a boot on, for the COVID, staying at home thing, and it was it was his little footstool.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I wouldn't have done that. I'd have been like, can you just shorten the podium? Why does the podium got to be so high?
Because the other guys are average height.
That's funny. Well, that's it for tonight's show. And Mind Control, MK Olson, Mockingbird Media, Military Industrial Complex is in full swing. We got the I Did That stickers. Anybody wants to do the I Did That stickers, let me know.
Where's the other one? Oh, Trumpet, the mobile station.
Yeah, I don't pull it up. They've already split them off.
There's Trump at the mobile station giving you the middle finger instead of a commercial coming on while you're pumping your gas. You just see Trump with his middle finger.
The free bird. All right, that brings us full circle. Operation Mockingbird.
Okay. Thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, give me 1 second. I forgot I didn't have. Just 1 second. I forgot to upload the outgoing song that Miss Glendia just sent us. So I want to thank Miss
Yes, thank you.
for the music and the video for Hunter. Happy
Yes,
16th.
did an awesome job. Yes, happy 16th, Hunter. We love y'all.
Did you? Did you? Yeah. Did you fix it? Did you fight? Did you stand up when I wasn't in the spotlight? Did you show up? Did you try? Or you just talking cause it's campaign time? We ain't falling for the scope you wanna do. We got one question for you. You shake hands, kiss, baby, say the same old lines. Talk big every 4 years like you brand new this time. But when the lights cut off and the crowd goes home, where you at? Cause the people still standing alone. You say, for the folks, but the folks don't feel it. You promise change, but you never come near it. We ain't buying the show. We ain't clapping on cue. We just look you in the face and ask, did you keep your word when the cameras died? Did you stand around or step aside? Did you fight for us or just your crew? We're tired of the talk. What asking? Did you roll back into town with your boots all clean, saying I'm one of y'all? But we know what that means. You want the vote, want the chair, want the power and the view. But when the storm rolled in, tell me, where were you? We don't need speeches, we need proof in your hands. Not another promise written in the sand. If you want back in, then answer it true. Don't tell us what you'll do. Tell us, what did you do? Did you fix it? Did you change it? Or you just rehearse the lines and rearrange it? Did you show up when the people needed you? We ain't impressed. We just asking, did you? Every season you return with the same routine. New slogan, new logo, same old scheme. You talk loud about the future like you built something new, but the past are lasting questions you never got through. We don't want the handshake, don't want the show, don't want the stage, kitchen table, and the TV glow. You want the vote, then prove what's true. Don't campaign on dreams, campaign on what you do.
Baby. 16 candles, sun to shine. Photo flash, you freezing time. Whole crew packed from wall to wall. Every laugh just shakes the heart. Yeah. You've been climbing step by step. Every setback, every flex. Tonight the past just fades away. All I see is here and today. Hey. Room is roaring with you. Hunter. The spotlight fits you. 16 and running straight through. We move when you move. Hey. Room is roaring with you. Loud love in everything you do. Today, tomorrow, all your days too. Room is roaring with you. Hey, honey, you're the spark. That grin. Every door you're walking in. Hands up high when you walk by. Whole place rising like a tide. Take that wish and hold it close. You the story we told. Come on. All this joy got your name on it. Every beat got your flame on it. Room is roaring with you. Hunter. The spotlight fits you. 16 and running straight through. We move when you move. Yeah. Room is roaring with you. Loud love in everything you do. Today, tomorrow.
Wow, Mom, this is the best birthday ever. I'm so glad, sweetie. Happy 16th. Let's make a wish.